Yes, good evening children. Today we are going to revise your syllabus from chapter number 8. Already we have done revision. Today we are starting from chapter number 9. See that what is the first question of revision. The perimeter of parallelogram is 42 centimeter. You know that a parallelogram is a closed figure in which opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay, opposite sides are always parallel and equal. So here its perimeter is given to, it means same property is in rectangle also. So its perimeter is always equal to the perimeter of rectangle. So perimeter will be 2 into length plus breadth. Adjacent side means this connecting sides. This is suppose ABCD. So if you would like to take the adjacent side, it may be AB and BC, or BC and DC, DC or AD, or AD or BC, whatever you would like to take. Suppose it ratio 1:2. Okay, so 1 or 2 I have taken this. So it means its breadth will be 1x and length will be 2x, because they are given in ratio. Perimeter is 42 is equal to 2 into 2x and plus breadth, length is 2x and plus 1x. So 42 upon 2 is equal to 3x. So 21 is equal to 3x. So x is equal to 20 upon 3 is equal to 7. So what will be its length? It may be like that. Length is equal to 2x is equal to 2 into 7 is equal to 14. And breadth may be 1x, that is 1 into 7 is equal to 7 centimeter. In this way you can do the solution for that. Okay, so any side you can take as length or any side you can take as breadth. Now see that next question. The four angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 2:3:5:8. Find the angles. How you know that the sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral, in any quadrilateral, its sum will be equal to 360. So suppose it is a quadrilateral. Okay, like that, any figure you have taken A, B, C and D. So suppose angle A is equal to 2x, angle B is equal to 3x, angle C is equal to 5x and angle D is equal to 8x. Now what you will do? Take the angle sum property for the quadrilateral. So it may be angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360. So angle A is how much? 2x. So 2x plus 3x plus 5x plus 8x is equal to 360. So 5 plus 10, 18x is equal to 360 degree. So x is equal to 360 divided by 18, 20 degree. So x is equal to 20 degree. Now the value of each angle you can find. 2 into 20, it will be 40 degree. 3 into 20 will be 60 degree. 5 into 20 will be 100 degree. And 8 into 20 is equal to 160 degree. If you will add them, these all will come equal to 360 degree, and in this way you can verify your answer also. Okay, see that the next question. Find the number of sides of a regular polygon whose each exterior angle has measure 45. You know that our number of sides of a regular polygon is equal to 360 divided by exterior angle. Okay, if interior also is given to you and he is asking the number of sides, at that time what you will do? You subtract interior angle from 180. In this way you will get the value of exterior angle and then apply this formula. So it will be 360 divided by 45 degree. Okay, so this here it will be, so it will be 360 upon 45. Okay, now see that by 3 it come, by 45 it will be cancelled, 8 sides it will come, 8 sides, and this will be your answer. So in this way many question related to this one is given in your book, you can practice them. Okay, in this way, in this chapter only this kind of problems are there. Sometimes three angles are given, you have to find fourth angle of the quadrilateral. So how you will do that question, put the values and subtract it from the sum. After taking sum, it subtract it from 360. These kind of questions are also given in your book. Okay, now come to the chapter number 12, that is data handling. And in data handling I taught you that the definitions: data, the collection of information, is called data. Observation, you will means learn these definition: data, observations, no, already these are with you. Raw data, range, frequency. In PDF form also I have given to you. Then the question will come from, it is from chapter number 12. Okay, first questions comes from the, based on the, that is how to prepare the frequency table. How to prepare the frequency table. Here I am going to explain you here again. No, I had done at that time. This, a dice was thrown 30 times and following outcomes were noted. These are the outcomes. Okay, prepare a frequency table for this. So how you will do these kind of problems, beta? Write that one and count that how many times they are coming. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. 7 times it is coming. So its frequency will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. 7 times it is coming. See that 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 times. So its frequency will be 7, and you can show them in the form of tally marks. And you already know that tally marks are always in a bunch of 5. No, not more than 5 you can write them. Okay, same way for each number we will find, and then we can, if we will add them the frequency, and it is coming equal to the given, the right, that 30 for 30 families now, or 30 times a dice was thrown. To see that if 30 is coming, it means your answer is okay. Then questions comes that how to find the midpoint. If frequency is given to you like 6 to 12, this is frequency. 6 to 12. So how you will find its midpoint? Find midpoint for that. So what you will do, beta? Lower limit. This is limit, na? Lower limit is how much? 6. Upper limit is 12. So if you will find midpoint, midpoint will be lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So lower limit is 6 plus 12 divided by 2, that is 18 divided by 2. Midpoint will be 9. So what will be the midpoint? Means you just add the numbers of lower limits and divide it by 2. That value will be the midpoint. Okay. The next thing in this chapter comes mean. Mean is equal to sum of observations upon total observation. So it is very simple. I already taught you this, how you will find the mean. So whatever the numbers are given to you, you take their addition sum and divide that total how many numbers are given to you. Divide them by the counting the numbers 1 2 3 like 10 numbers or 8 number whatever is there, and then you will get the mean. Okay, it's so simple. So you can do this one. See that now next question I have selected from probability. What is the probability of getting a sum of 9 from 2 throws of dice? See that if in 2 throws of dice, sample outcomes will be sample outcomes for 2 throws of dice are what can be. I already taught you this one also, how you can do this. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5 and 1, 6. Then 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5 and 2, 6. With 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5 and 4, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5 and 5, 6. 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5 and 6, 6. What you need now? A sum of 9 you need. Okay, you need a sum of 9. So here you can 5 plus 4 9. Okay, 4 plus 5 9, 6 plus 3 9 and 3 plus 3 comma 6 also 9. In rest of the cases you are not going to get 9. So what will be probability of an event getting 9 is equal to favorable outcome. It is the formula, always you will write that favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. Total outcome. You can see that how many favorable outcomes are for you? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 and total outcomes are how many? 36. If you will count them, 36 outcomes are there. 36. 4 1 ja 4 and 4 9 ja 36. So what will be your probability? 1 upon 9. So in this way you will get the answer. For more detail you can see the previous videos also. Okay. Now see that next question. See that next question beta. A bag contains 6 black and 8 white balls. One ball is drawn at random. What is the probability that the drawn ball is white? Okay. How many black balls are there? 6 and 8 white. Okay. See that now. How we will do this question. Black balls are 6 and white balls are how many? 8. Total balls how many? 14. So probability of an event is equal to favorable outcomes upon total outcome. So favorable outcomes is how many? White ball you need. You need white ball in question. So favorable for that will be 8. 8 white balls are there. Upon total balls is 14. So 4 by 2 it can be cancelled. 2 4 ja 8, 2 7 ja 14. So 4 upon 7 will be your probability. Okay. So in this way, this is the proper method to do. Apply the formula. Okay. Next question. Without showing, without location, you have to tell the points that in which axis they will lie. I taught you this one also. That suppose this is x-axis, this is negative axis, y-axis and negative y-axis. Here all will be positive. Here all will be positive, both positive and positive. Here x-axis is negative and y-axis is positive. Minus and plus sign will be there. Here minus x-axis and minus y-axis both will be negative here in the third. This is first quadrant. This is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this one is fourth quadrant. Here one is x-axis is positive and y-axis is, first always we are taking x-axis. Okay, x-axis is positive and y-axis is negative. So now by the sign you can see that where this will 3, 0. On x-axis you will go plus 3, means 3 means plus 3 here, and 3, 0 will lie on which axis? X-axis. Then be minus 7, 0. Minus 7 will be on negative x-axis, है ना? And 0 on y-axis you will not go, so it will lie on negative x-axis. Okay, then 0, minus 3. Here x-axis 0. Here because the coordinate of this point will be 0, 0. In detail I taught you. Go through those videos also. So 0, 0. Here x-axis you will not go anywhere, and y-axis you go minus 3. So plus 3 is here and here minus 3. So you will go in the downward direction. So it will go on negative y-axis. 2, 5. 2, 5 means on x-axis. Both 2 and 5 are positive. So it will lie on first quadrant. It will lie in first quadrant. At 0, minus 5. Again here on x-axis 0 and minus 5. It will lie on the negative y-axis. So in this way, by using these sign or this quadrant, you can directly identify that in which quadrant they will lie. Okay. Find the side of a cube whose surface area is 1200 centimeter square. See that this question now. See that now what is the question? Find the side of a cube whose surface area is 1200 centimeter square. Surface area we are always taking it as total surface area. To TSA you have to given how much beta? Formula you have to learn. Without learning formula you cannot do anything in any of the chapter. Okay. So TSA of cube you know 6a square. So 1200 you have to given is equal to 6a square. So 1200 divided by 6 is equal to a square. So a square is equal to how much beta? 6 2 is 12. 200 it will become. So a will be square root of 200. So a is equal to 100 into 2. So its square root is 10. So it will become 10 root 2 a is equal to. So side you have to find side of the cube. Side of the cube is 10 root 2, or whether it can be written 10 into 1.414. So it will come 14.14 centimeter side of the cube, and this will be your answer. So now afterwards these two questions I have given for your homework practice other than your textbook. Okay, so you can note down them and do your practice. Just enough for today. Afterwards we are concluding our today's class. Next two chapter we will divide in the next class.